Okay, so hello grade 7, long time no see. And nabigla din ako kasi pagpikit ko magising ko, second summative test na naman ano. So it's already time to our second summative test. So what have you learned from our lessons? Yung sa mga previous topics natin, meron bang natutunan? Do you think you're ready to take the test? Okay, not yet. Don't worry. That's exactly why we're here today. So today we'll review the important concepts that are most likely to appear in your second summative test. Okay, so refresh ko lang kayo. We'll refresh your memory. Okay, magkakaroon tayo ng mga practice answering questions and make sure that you will understand the key words or key ideas. Okay, not just memorize them. Ano po? So grab your notebook and pen, stay focused, and let's start our review. Okay, good luck, grade 7. So in this test, okay, the coverage topic is about the accurate measurement, okay, understanding solutions and factors affecting solubility. It's likely this topic is from week number 5 to week number 7. Okay, something like that. So if you want to still, kung sinabi ni teacher na kasama pa din yung week number 4 sa ating second summative test, okay, you can watch, okay, the review questions in the first summative test. Doon ko kasi naisama yung scientific investigation questions. Okay? Pero kung ito naman, okay, so let's refresh our mind here. Ano po? So let's start. Ayan. So for our sample questions, remember, these are review questions only mga anak ha, and are not guaranteed to appear on the actual test. So use this reviewer as a guide and reference. Remember the key terms and understand the concept. So, kumbaga is a practice questions lamang. Okay, not likely na ito mismo yung lalabas sa exam. So, start muna tayo. So, refresh, which measuring tool is best used to measure the length of a pencil? So, pag nagsusukat tayo ng haba ng isang bagay, okay, ano yung karaniwang gagamitin natin sa tingin ninyo mga anak? Is it thermometer, balance scale, a ruler, or a stopwatch? Okay, correct. What's that? Or what's the answer? Correct, it's a ruler. Ano? So, bakit ruler? Kasi yung thermometer mga anak, hindi naman yun for length, di ba? Ginagamit yon to measure temperature. What about the balance scale? Yung balance scale naman, okay, it is used to measure the mass or the weight of an object. While yung stopwatch naman is from the word itself, watch, it measures time, hindi yung haba ng isang object. So, basically, ang pinaka sagot dito is ruler. Pag ang tinatanong is haba, syempre, ruler. Ano po? Ayan. Next, what is the SI unit for measuring length? Ano naman kaya yung standard unit natin to measure length? Okay. So, is it gram, meter, liter, or seconds? Or second? Okay. So, paano naman yung length? Ano yung gagamitin nating unit for that? Okay, you are correct. It's letter B. Bakit letter B? Okay, kasi yung gram, letter A, ginagamit lang siya na unit for mass. Okay, what about yung ating liter? So, ginagamit naman siya as unit for volume. What about second? Okay, syempre gagamitin natin yun for time. Ano? So, the best answer here is meter for length. For number 3, okay, which instrument is used to measure the mass of an object? So, if you remember question number 1, nakita natin doon ano kaya yung gagamitin natin to measure the mass, okay, of an object, yung bigat. A, balance scale, meter stick, thermometer, stopwatch. Okay, so alam naman natin yung stopwatch is for time. Alam din natin yung thermometer is for temperature. Lalo naman yung meter stick for length. So basically, it's letter A. So tama po ano. So ayan. So kasi yung ating balance scale, yun talaga originally yung ginagamit to measure the mass of an object, especially if you are in a laboratory. Ano? Okay, so next number 4. Which unit is most appropriate for measuring the mass of a watermelon? So medyo mabigat yung watermelon So anong gagamitin natin? Okay, na unit. Okay, akma talaga doon sa watermelon. Is it gram? Pwede naman gram kasi gram din is for mass. Milliliter. Cancel na natin yan kasi yan ay hindi po for mass. It's for volume. What about kilogram? Pwede kasi bigat din yan And meter. Hindi rin ang meter kasi it's for length. So pipili lang tayo sa kilogram at gram. Okay, parehas kasi sila for mass. But since watermelon yan, nakita na naman kayo ng watermelon, it's heavy. Mabigat yan. So pag mabigat, ang gagamitin na talaga natin dyan is kilogram. Okay, so sino nakatama? Ginagamit lang natin yung gram pag mga magagaan or mga light. Ano po? Ayan, measurement. Kasi yung gram used for light objects, while kilogram is used to measure the mass of heavy objects like the watermelon. Ayan. So, number five, which instrument is best used to measure the volume of a liquid accurately? Pag nagme-measure naman tayo ng volume ng liquid, ano yung gagamitin natin? Is it ruler? Hindi naman pwede kasi yan ay for length. Ano? Graduated cylinder? Pwede. Thermometer? Yan hindi rin naman kasi yan ay for temperature. Lalo naman ang balance scale kasi yan ay for, ano po? Correct for mass. So, ang sagot natin for this one is graduated cylinder. Okay, so, ayan po. Yung ating graduated cylinder, sinusukat niya yung volume of a liquid accurately. Nakita na ba kayo ng graduated cylinder? Hopefully, ano. So, why is it important to read a ruler at eye level? Bakit kaya? To make the measurement longer para pahabain natin. To avoid reading errors. Okay, para maiwasan yung mali. To finish faster para matapos ng mabilis. To change the result, baguhin yung resulta. Siyempre, para maiwasan ang mali ano, okay, or maling basa natin. So, it's letter B to avoid reading errors. Mas maganda talagang pag magbabasa tayo is naka-eye level. Ano? Which measuring instrument is used to measure temperature? O, ulit-ulit na tayo kanina. Pag beaker, it's like a container. So, meron mga beaker na ginagamit to measure the volume of a liquid. Okay, stopwatch naman is for time. Meter stick is for length. So, basically, it's letter C, correct. Ano? So, sinong nakatama dyan? Ayan, sige. So, why do scientists use SI units? Bakit gumagamit ang mga scientists ng unit? Okay. Bakit kailangan natin gumamit ng liter, gram, kilogram? Okay, bakit ganun? Bakit kailangan natin gumamit ng units? To decorate reports para lang pang-design lang, to make measurements confusing para lalong lituhin yung ating ginagawang measurement, to make measurements clear para okay, maging malinaw yung ating measurements, to avoid using measuring tools para maiwasan yung paggamit ng mga tools like for example, ruler, balance scale, kung ano pa man. Ganun ba? Okay, so hindi ibig sabihin na gumagamit tayo ng unit, hindi na tayo gagamit ng tool. Ano? So ang tool pa rin yung nakakakuha ng eksaktong sukat. Yung measurement lang is an indication of what we have measured, kung ano yung sinukat natin. Ano? Okay, so ano po ba ang bakit kaya gumagamit ang scientist ng SI units or standard units? It's letter C, ano, to make measurements clear. Okay, kasi yung mga anak, pag walang unit yung number is just a number, let's say 7, it's just 7. Okay, pero pag nilagyan mo na 7 meters, alam mo. Okay, haba 7 kilograms, yung bigat. Okay, 'di ba? So, pag nilalagyan natin ng unit, nagkakaroon ng meaning yung number. Okay, so a solution is best described as A, a pure substance, B, a heterogeneous mixture, C, a uniform mixture, and D, a solid substance. Ano kaya ang solution? Okay, it's correct. So, a uniform mixture. Bakit po kasi hindi siya pure substance? Okay, hindi naman pure substance ang solution, di ba? It's a mixture. Okay, so uniform mixture po ang ating solution because if we mix the solute and the solvent, they mixed evenly, kaya uniform. Just like what we observe in a sugar solution. Okay, yung water and sugar. Yung sugar na dissolve, okay, para talagang na dissolve evenly yung sugar dun sa solvent. So, it's a uniform mixture po. Ano? So, which is the solute in salt water? Di ba pag sinabi nating solute, karaniwan yan, yun yung solid or yun yung pinakakonte. So, in salt water solution, ano kaya yung pinaka or in a salt water rather. Okay, in a salt water, okay, ano kaya yung solute diyan? Okay, is it water or salt? Correct, it's salt. Ano? So, kasi yung ating water is the solvent. Yun yung nag-dissolve ng solute, which is the salt. Salt is the solute because it dissolves in the water. Glass? Hindi naman glass. Wala namang glass na nabanggit, tiga. So, glass does not dissolve in water. Air is not substance. Dissolve in salt water. So, Ang pinag-uusapan lang natin ay salt and water diyan, ano? So, doon lang tayo pipili. Which is the solvent in sugar water solution? Alin naman yung solvent? Okay, alin yung nagtunaw yung tanong? It's water, correct? Ano po? At ang sulit natin doon is yung sugar. Yung glass and spoon, okay, it's just a material na ginamit natin. Like for example, yung glass, it's a container. Yung spoon for stirring. Okay, pero yung ating solvent dyan is yung tubig. Okay, next. Which mixture is not a solution? Alin dyan yung hindi solution? Sugar and water. Natunaw ba yung sugar sa water? Yes. Vinegar and water. Nagmix ba yung dalawa? Yes. Sand and water. Natunaw ba yung sand sa water? Hindi. Salt and water. Natunaw ba yung salt sa water? Yes. So, ibig sabihin yung hindi solution dyan is yung letter C. Kasi yung sand, hindi sila nagmix evenly no water. Which component is usually present in a larger amount in a solution? Alin karaniwan yung mas madami? Is it the solute or the solvent? Okay, karaniwan talaga ang madami ay solvent. So, yung solute natin is yung tinatutunaw, solvent, the solvent is usually present in the large or larger amount. Yung salt naman is only solute in some solution. Sugar is also a solute. So, ang tinatanong natin ay yung mas madami. So, karaniwan lagi ang madami ay solvent. Nagkakaintindihan? Okay. Sir, pwede po ba ang solvent is, lagi po ba ang solvent ay um, liquid? Not necessarily, anak. Not necessarily na laging liquid. Titingnan natin din yung amount, always, ano, okay, at yung type ng solution. Ayan. So, sige. A solution containing more dissolved solute is called yung mas madami daw na solute. Okay. Yung na-dissolve. Anong tawag natin dun sa solution? Dilute. Pag dilute is konti lang yung solute niyan. Weak. Parang dilute na din. Dilute is weak solution. Concentrated. Insoluble, hindi natunaw. So, it's letter C, ano, concentrated. Pag madami yung solute, yung solution natin is tinatawag na concentrated. Okay, so sige, next. Which of the following is an example of an acid? So, alin dyan yung acid? Di ba pag acid, ano nga yung characteristic niya? Okay, ano yung characteristic ng acid? Sour taste, di ba? Okay, and then, ano pa yung meron, meron sa acids? Okay, yung acid, yung litmus paper na blue is nagiging red. Okay, so alin diyan yung acid? Soap solution, slippery yan. Okay, toothpaste, hindi rin kasi may bitter taste siya, ano. Okay, and then, baking soda, lalo naman. Okay, hindi ano. So, itong baking soda solution, okay, hindi rin kasi, ano siya, medyo may pagka-slippery din. Okay, slippery. Okay, yung kanyang characteristic. So, ang pinaka-exact diyan, kung nakatikim ka na, okay, ng vinegar, okay, na may sour taste, it's as acid. Okay, so yung A, B, and D is an example of base. Okay, next. Ayan, so solution natin is a basic, as an example of alkaline. Toothpaste is slightly basic to protect teeth. Vinegar contains acetic acid. Definitely, it's the correct answer. Baking soda solution is basic. Okay, ayan. So next, what happens to blue litmus paper when dipped in an acid? Ano nangyayari sa blue na litmus paper pag dinip natin sa acid? Turns blue, turns red, turns green, or no change? Siyempre, nagiging red. Okay. So, next. What is produced when acid reacts with a base? O anong napoproduce mga anak? Pag yung acid nag-react sa base, sabi ni Sir Wawid dati sa discussion, it produces oxygen, sugar, salt, carbon dioxide. Okay, it produces salt. Okay, correct. Ayan. Next, solubility is the ability of a substance to. Okay, ano kaya? Pag solubility, natutunaw dapat ano? Okay, yung solute sa solvent. So, A, evaporate, B, freeze, C, dissolve in a solvent, and D, melt. Siyempre, it's letter C. Pag solubility, nade-dissolve dapat yung solute sa solvent. Okay, next. Which substance is soluble in water? Ibig sabihin natin mga lakang soluble is yung natutunaw dapat. Okay, sa tubig. Natutunaw ba ang sand? Okay, parang hindi naman ano. Pebbles, lalo naman. What about small stones? Hindi rin. So, ang natutunaw lang dyan ay sugar. So, sugar is soluble in water. Okay. Which factor makes sugar dissolve faster in hot water? Bakit mas mabilis matunaw daw yung sugar sa mainit na tubig? Ano yung meron? Okay, color of the water, temperature, shape of the container, amount of air. Okay, so kaya mabilis matunaw yung sukal sa hot water is because of temperature. Kasi pag mataas yung temperature ng water, okay, yung mga particles ng sugar, okay, magigain din ng energy. Okay, pag nag-gain sila ng energy, tataas yung kanilang kinetic energy, they will behave or move faster. Okay, na parang magte-take sila ng more spaces. That's why nade-dissolve sila ng mabilis. Okay, kasi yung mga particles na excite nakaka-gain kasi sila ng energy. Okay, so it's temperature, ano? Okay, higher temperature makes sugar dissolve faster. Why does hot water dissolve substances faster than cold water? Bakit daw mas mabilis makatunaw ang hot water kaysa sa cold water? Hot water has fewer particles, konti lang daw yung particles ng hot water. Water particles move faster, cold water is heavier, or hot water has no particles. Okay, hindi yung letter A. Ano? Kasi hindi naman natin masasabi kung ilang mga particles yung present doon. And then, cold water is heavier, mabigat daw. Hot water has no particles, lalo namang hindi kapani-paniwala yung letter D. So, yung letter B yung pinakasagot. Water particles move faster because it has high temperature. At tandaan natin mga anak, pag mataas ang temperature, excited si particles. Lagi yung mga gumagalaw, nagko-collide with each other. Okay. Next, which action helps a solute dissolve more quickly? Okay, doon sa choices, yung action daw na makaka-dissolve ng isang solute ng mabilis, freezing in the solution, freeze, stirring the mixture, hahaluin, leaving it untouched, iiwan, adding stones, dadagdagan ng bato. Siyempre, letter B, ano? Siyempre, karaniwang ginagawa nito, hinahalo para mapabilis matunaw ang isang sulyot, di ba? Sino pang naka-experience maghalo ng powder or ng coffee, di ba? Okay, para mapabilis matunaw. Okay, which dissolves faster in water? Sugar cubes, large salt crystals, powdered sugars, pebbles. So, alisin na natin yung pebbles kasi hindi naman yan matutunaw doon sa water. So, sugar cubes, matutunaw yan. Large salt crystals, pwede matunaw. Powdered sugar. Pero, okay, ang hahanapin nyo dito, yung mas maliit. Okay, alin yung mga maliit? Yung powdered sugar. Kasi, okay, malawak yung kanilang ano po, surface area, yung exposed sa tubig. Kaya sila ay mabilis matunaw. Kasi paglaki mo, okay, hindi lahat ng area mo, even yung nasa pinaka-middle mo, hindi siya maaabot agad ng tubig. So, it's letter C. Ito yung unang matutunaw. Ito yung mabilis matunaw sa tubig. Which factor is responsible when crushed tablets dissolves faster than whole tablets? Temperature, stirring, particle size, color. O, di ba? Anong pagkakaiba ng crushed na tablets, dinurog, at yung whole tablets buo? Mas mabilis matunaw yung crushed na tablet compared dun sa buo because of its particle size. Tama. Okay. So, which statement about cold water is true? Ano yung tama naman sa cold water? Kung sa ating hot water, yung mga particles gumagalaw ng mabilis, doon naman kaya sa cold water, ano, A, particles move faster, dissolving happens faster, particles move more slowly, or water particles stop moving. So, ito yung opposite. Ano, kung sa hot water, yung mga particles gumagalaw ng mabilis, sa cold water, yung mga particles ay gumagalaw ng mabagal. Tatandaan lamang. So, pagtaas ng temperature, pagbilis ng particles. Pagbaba ng temperature, pagbagal ng particles. So, thank you so much, grade 7. And I hope na somehow makatulong yung ating reviewers sa inyo.